Hi everybody, Tayson, Rockefeller, Teton Valley Realty. I'm here at 530 West Ski Hill Road, Alta, Wyoming, courtesy Alta Realty. I just want to give you a quick overview of these four parcels. Obviously those addresses will change. The road you can actually see just on the other side of the two bridges here. Those do pass over Teton Creek, and I'm currently standing on kind of a wishbone point. This travels to the adjacent property to the east, and I'll traverse over to the parcels here to the west. These four parcels, just to quickly reference them on a map here, and of course it'd be easier to follow this online. Here is Ski Hill Road. We're going to access here. We're sitting at this wishbone point, travel around this barn. Currently we're on parcel 2. That is pending sale. We'll traverse on this optional easement over to parcel 1. And I'll point out this access point down to parcels 3 and 4, better accessed off of Perimeter Drive, which is the road that traverses up to the golf course. So again, the structures you can see on the aerial, there's one here and there's one in the distance over here. I'm going to curve around, get up on the knoll, and then we'll traverse over. So just a second, we'll take you down. So you can see where we've come from with the car, where the wishbone was. We're just walking past the barn here. You can see this is actually fairly well trafficked, meaning obviously a few people have been out here looking at this, partially likely due to the survey and obviously being on the market, people out here exploring, but they're walking on the approximate trajectory of what the easement would be. Now if you notice in the map, it actually does curve back around here to the left. We've got a few people that are walking over to that shed. That's on parcel 2, so I'm not going to walk down there. The purpose of this is to kind of stay along the actual easement as it's granted. So give me just a second. I'm going to walk up. You can see a fence post in the distance there. That's really where we straight shot down to Perimeter Drive. Just a moment. So we actually do get a view of the Tetons up here, which is kind of nice. This fence, I'm assuming, is very close to the actual property line, if not the actual property line. And this is where the easement continues down to Perimeter Drive. So you can see a fence in the distance up there. That's likely either the irrigation or the intended location of the easement over to parcel 1. So I'm going to go up to this fence post, take a right, and we're going to get you into parcel 1. Just a moment. So we're probably fairly close to where we would cut across where the intended optional easement for parcel 1 would be. You can see the other building here in the distance. That's obviously again on parcel 2. So past that in the distance, you'll see where we'll kind of get a trajectory down there. Again, if I were to continue straight, we'll intersect with the north boundary of parcels 3 and 4. So give me just a second. I'm going to post hole out here and give you a sense of parcel 1. Just a moment. Okay, so I've walked kind of down this fence line, and there's going to be an irrigation canal out here somewhere, but likely this was the intended location of that optional easement. I've kind of got my camera on wide angle, but you can see we do have, a view of the Teton back here, nice view of Targhee. So ideally, pretty good building site here. Obviously Teton Creek. One thing I didn't point out, because I came in and parked at that wishbone, was crossing the creek. So maybe at the end of this video I'll point that out. And then this property is going to travel this way quite a ways. I'm guessing that irrigation canal is, you can see some scrub that's probably growing along that canal and along the fence line down there. So you've got quite a ways of open farmland as we intersect to sites 3 and 4. Obviously on site 1 now, and 2 in the distance that we walked through. That second structure is here. The first metal building we walked by is over there. Again, I'll give you a quick 360, and then I'll conclude by walking back and giving a quick overview of the creek. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, so where we just came from and where I was parked, getting ready to cross Teton Creek, I'll give you a sense of how much water is currently in the creek. You can actually see some cascading down the creek and under the bridge. This is the primary section of Teton Creek, and you can see still quite a bit of water for this time of year. As we approach the second bridge, this is actually where there are a couple of head gates, and you can see one both upstream and down. Obviously closed this time of year, and even in this smaller section of Teton Creek, still quite a bit of frozen water. And of course, Ski Hill Road. Again, Tayson Rockefeller, Teton Valley Realty, 208-709-1333. Tayson at TetonValleyRealty.com. Thanks.